Today, we barely think twice about picking up our phones. We check the time, scroll through news, respond to a message, capture a photo, or get directions all in the span of seconds. These little slabs of glass and metal are with us from the moment we wake up to the second we fall asleep. But the story of how smartphones became an inseparable part of daily life is nothing short of extraordinary. To understand it, we need to go back to a very different time. In the early 1980s, the mobile phone was still more dream than reality. The first truly mobile phone, the Motorola DynaTAC 8.00X, was released in 1983. It was a monster by today's standards. Heavy, bulky, and incredibly expensive. But it was revolutionary. The first time you could make a phone call while walking down the street. No wires, no phone booths. It's just a direct line between you and someone else. Still, mobile phones were rare. Most people had never even seen one in real life. They were used by corporate elites, government officials, and in movies to show off power and wealth. And they only did one thing: make calls. The 1990s brought change. Phones got smaller, more portable, and slowly more affordable. Text messaging was born. In 1992, the first SMS message was sent just 2 words: Merry Christmas. That one message opened the door to a new form of communication. You didn't have to call. You could just type. By the mid-90s, phone designs were shifting rapidly. Some flipped open, others slid out. Tiny black and white screens appeared. You could store a few contacts, set an alarm, maybe even play a game Snake was King. But still, these were just phones. Then, in 1996, something new appeared: the Nokia 9000 communicator. It wasn't sleek or compact. It folded open like a mini laptop and had a full keyboard and screen. You could send emails, faxes, even browse a stripped-down version of the web. It was heavy and expensive, but it hinted at a future where phones could be more than just tools for talking. In the early 2000s, that future began to take shape. BlackBerry entered the scene and quickly became a favorite among business professionals. With real-time email, encryption, and a full QWERTY keyboard, it turned the mobile phone into a mobile office. Typing with your thumbs became the norm. Around the same time, Palm's Trio series and Windows mobile devices brought touchscreen interfaces. Though they still relied on styluses, Sony Ericsson and others added cameras, music players, and basic web browsing. Phones were evolving, slowly, steadily, and purposefully. But they hadn't yet crossed into the territory of being truly smart. Then came 2007. Steve Jobs stepped onto a stage and introduced the iPhone. It wasn't the first phone with a touchscreen or even the first to access the internet, but it was the first to do it all well, smoothly, elegantly. No keyboard, no stylus, just your fingers and a screen. It combined a phone, a music player, and an internet communicator. The iPhone wasn't just a gadget, it was a philosophy. It changed everything. Suddenly, the smartphone wasn't a tool just for business, it was for everyone. A year later, the App Store launched. Developers around the world could now create software for the iPhone. Games, utilities, tools, social apps. It unlocked creativity at scale. Your phone could now be whatever you wanted it to be. Not long after, Google responded with Android. Its first device, the HTC Dream, came with a slide-out keyboard and trackball, but the vision was bold. Android would be open source, free for any manufacturer to use. While Apple focused on control and polish, Android focused on freedom and flexibility. That difference shaped everything. By the early 2010s, Android and iOS were in a race pushing each other forward. Screens got larger, cameras got better, apps got smarter. Phones turned into GPS systems, video cameras, ebook readers, music libraries, health monitors, game consoles, and portable cinemas, sometimes all at once. Social media exploded. Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, and TikTok, all born from and built for the smartphone generation. It wasn't just that phones had become central to our lives, they were starting to become our lives. Soon, the physical phone began to fade into the background. Voice assistants arrived: Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa. You could speak, and the phone would respond. Then came biometrics, fingerprint scanners, facial recognition. Devices could now identify you instantly. Smart features predicted your habits. The line between hardware and software began to blur. By the late 2010s, And into the 2020s, smartphones began replacing more than just phones. Wallets were digitized, IDs went mobile, let keys turn virtual, boarding passes, medical records, tickets all just a tap away. Even the designs began looping back on themselves. Foldable phones made a comeback, blending the portability of a phone with the space of a tablet. Satellite connectivity began enabling communication from places without cell towers. AI integration became deeper, helping with photography, translation, battery management, and even accessibility. Still, the smartphone kept evolving. It became something intimate, something constant, something that saw us through every moment of the day. A camera for birthdays and graduations, a flashlight when the power goes out, lifeline in emergencies. A companion in waiting rooms, flights, and silent moments. From a 2-pound brick in 1983 to a pocket-sized supercomputer in the 2020s, the smartphone didn't just change how we communicate, it changed how we think, how we remember, how we connect, how we live. And what comes next may be even more transformative: augmented reality wearable computing. AI-powered assistants that know us better than we know ourselves. Maybe soon, we won't carry our phones at all. Or maybe we'll wear them. Or maybe we'll become them. But one thing is certain, this journey from dumb bricks to smart companions was more than a technological upgrade. It was a human one.